On a dark and rainy night, Sarah, a young and lonely girl, decided to use Tinder to find her life partner. She met a boy named David on Tinder. David seemed like an optimistic and lovable person, and Sarah decided to meet him. On the night they met for the first time at an old dinner, Sarah noticed something strange about David. When he speaks, David's eyes light up in a strange, eerie way, and his voice gives up an unnatural, dark, unpleasant laugh. Sarah feels that nothing about David is right. She decided to leave the meeting to make up for it, but David unexpectedly takes Sarah's hand and leads her to the exit of an abandoned hotel located in a dark street of the city. Scared and worried, Sarah tries to escape from this unpleasant situation, but the hotel doors are locked and she falls into a state of despair and panic. In this moment of loneliness and fear, Sarah tells herself that she must find a way to escape and get rid of this scary situation. Sarah, with trembling hand and a heart full of fear, decided to escape through the window in the hotel room. He forcefully opened the window and go out despite the rain and cold wind entering the room. Sarah quickly escaped from the hotel and runs toward a street full of darkness and same darkness. Looking back, she makes sure that David isn't following her and takes the opportunity to get out of the neighborhood where she's likely to see David. After some time of running away, Sarah arrives at a house alone and asks for help from the local landlord. The owner of house, who sees Sarah concerned, takes her inside his house and shelters her in the warmth and security of the house. Sarah rests from her fear and worry in a safe house full of light and security. She spends some time wondering what exactly happened and why creepy David behaved the way he did. In her final analysis, Sarah concludes that she should use this scary experience as a lesson and be more careful about who she met on Tinder, so she doesn't end up in a similar scary situation again. Sarah will forever remember this experience and use it to increase his awareness and caution in the future. It is better to write fictional story instead of a true story, so as not to reveal a sensitive issue to someone who has similar experience. Here's a fictional story about Tinder. Sophia, a young and energetic girl, had just decided to use Tinder and take a new chance at finding a relationship. She met a guy named Adrian on Tinder, and after chatting for a while, they decided to meet at a fancy cafe on a sunny day. When Sophia arrived at the cafe, Adrian was waiting for her. He was a handsome and charming young man, but at the same time that Sophia had a deep feeling for him, a strange feeling had also been created inside her. When they were at the cafe, Sophia gradually noticed that Adrian was acting strangely and frighteningly. With his longing and dark eyes, he pointed to dark and strange grounds and talked about unpleasant subjects. Sophia felt that she was in a dangerous situation and was confused about how to get out of this situation. He was regularly stressed out from hiding his fear and worries. However, with a broken arm and leg, Sophia managed to escape this terrifying encounter and return home safely. He remembered this experience and he no longer decided to meet unknown people through this program. After a scary and unpleasant experience in a meeting with a Tinder acquaintance, Sophia decided to leave the world of the Tinder and return to real world instead. By staying away from Tinder, he continued to experience growth and learning and finally realized that real relationships are always more valuable than a virtual world. It was the last day of winter and the weather was very cold in Portable City. In front of the university where Jake was studying, he saw a young boy named Marcus. Marcus was a handsome and charming boy, but there was always a dark and mysterious feeling about him. One night, Jake met Marcus by chance on Tinder. They had a heated and enthusiastic conversation, and after a few days, they decided to meet for lunch in town for the first time. When Jake arrived at the restaurant, Marcus was also waiting for him, but with suspicion and fear. He found him in a strange state, in dark pink clothes, lost in the shadow of his beauty. Marcus looked seductive and scary at the same time. As they walked into the restaurant, Jake noticed that everything seemed out of place. The room was dark and there was no other customers in there. Only a strange old man standing behind the counter, looking at them curiously. As time went on, Mark started saying weird things, and Jake sensed that things were taking a turn for the worse. Soon Jake realized that he was trapped by a demon who had resorted to Tinder to attract his victims. With broken arm and broken leg, Jake managed to escape from this scary restaurant. But this bitter and scary experience is always remembered in his mind, and he never looked at Tinder again.
One dark night, Sarah meets a profile on Tinder named Adam. Adam attracts Sarah with his blue eyes and charming smiles. Adam proposes a real date and Sarah accepts, hoping to find true love. But when he shows up at the meeting place, he meets an unknown and mysterious man who looks nothing like Adam's profile picture. The unknown man threatens Sarah with scary voice and drags her to a dark and remote place. Terrified, Sarah plunges into darkness and suddenly realizes that it has all been a deadly game. Since then, Sarah has given up an activity on Tinder and is afraid of scary things like this happening.